Yo, good morning, everybody. Well, as you can see, we don't have a pilgrim because he's not feeling well this morning. So, stumbling out the gate after 2 weeks off, which has been fantastic. Headed down to Gainesville and then headed over to Pensacola. So, we've been on the road for 2 weeks. And we had a huge party last night for a friend's birthday. So, we've been on the go, man. I need a rest. Stickler, Fast Red Horse, Bonzi, Gator, Gravelode, O'Brew, what's up, man? Odd Dog, how's everybody doing? Yeah, if there's no Hobbit, it's over with. We'll see how it goes. I got a few things we can go over, and maybe we'll just play some games too or something. Discord. Oh, Discord just told me that something's going on. I've never seen that before. Why is that? That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen a Discord notification, and now I'm getting them. It must have been turned back on for some reason. How's everybody doing, man? Like I said, I've been busy. Got a nice. I've actually got. I think it's Swedish. Comes in a yellow bag. I actually brewed some coffee today instead of going with the K cup thing. You're just back. Oh, how was your Pensacola beach there, Stickler? Mm. Oh, is that this morning? There's two, right? Aren't there two today? Oh, brother, I hate that, man. Yep. I fought that my whole career, man, on and off. You know what I found seems to work for me now? Like when you have stuff like this, everybody's got the fix, right? Everyone's got their little thing they do. But I think what's it called? Mucinex. When I start feeling things getting clogged up. I was talking to the doc, and he's saying, the antihistamines are not what you want to do with that. The antihistamine will help, theoretically helps you not get that way, but once you get that way, the Mucinex apparently does better. I don't know, for whatever it's worth. That's right, Wayne. That's right. Because it's not that, for me, it's not the illness. The illness comes and goes, and then the frickin' sinus infection happens, and then the bronchitis and the gunk and all that garbage. And then I'm taking frickin' antibiotics. That's what I try to avoid. So what do we got going on, fellas, with tanks? I've been pretty busy with this silly thing. How are you guys doing with the booze? Yeah. I know, man. I did the same thing. I'd feel it coming on, and then I'd fly a little bit more and hope it would go away, and then, of course, it didn't. And then I turned what could have been maybe a 4-day thing into a week and a half. Whatever. You know how it goes. You've been there. You know what I'm talking about. You got that check right, or you got that. You don't want to screw the gut bros over by not showing up that morning, so you show up, and then you take off, and then the next thing you know, you can feel it just like. I was flying. I don't know. I don't remember who the student was. I was flying with one of the bros when he was a student. I was in the back seat. We were coming back into Tyndall. It was I think I was just observing IP, whatever. One of the rides where you had to have an IP in the back. I wasn't really in charge of the ride, but I was in the back seat. And he's descending down on the instrument on the ILS, and we go from 5 down to that 2,000. Down below that, breather. Thank you. That's the damn word. Coming out of 5,000, that kind of real critical altitude, 5 to 2 kind of thing, and he gets down to the 2,100, and I can feel it. So about 2,500, I'm like, dude, level off. He's like, what? Did I do something wrong? I'm like, no, just level off, because I was getting that spike, that sinus spike. I was like, oh man. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do because I didn't have my Afrin with me. I'm like, we may have to climb and figure this thing out, or I'll just have to tough it out and go to the doc because I took a sinus hit. So I'm sitting there for a second, trying to do trying to get it to go, and then you hear that that sound, and then you get the pressure release, And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so much better. I said, continue. It was good too because we were about to have to go around and cancel the approach. Yeah, you get the whistle. Yep, landed, and I'm like, went straight into schedule. I'm like, all right, fellas, I'm gonna be off for a while here. Head to the dock and get the meds. You're working on 283 marks, 283 object 283 marks. How are those going? You know what, dude? I like that tank. Do you hate it? I feel like it gets a lot of negativity that it doesn't really deserve. I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's kind of a little beast, isn't it? I yeah, and maybe potentially some of it is people don't really see a lot of them, so they don't know how to take them on or whatever. But yeah, send me any good games. That would actually be good, Diablo. If you've got a good 28 object 283 game, I did a I did a review on it. I don't know if I had a great game in it or not. I ended up with 50 battles or so because I got enough rentals that I played it quite a bit. That'll work. Yeah, 8K is perfect. Just a casual 8K game. Diablo. That's awesome, man. So these things I've enjoyed quite a bit, actually. I mean, they're not amazing, but it's fun to. I've always enjoyed taking the kind of the crappy tanks and trying to do okay with them. The okayest crappy tank player in the game. Yeah, perfect, man. Just send it to me and then I'll have it. That's probably the dumbest thing I've ever said or close to it. So if you send it to me, then I'll have it, and that'll be fine, I guess. Channel news, guys. Channel news. What are we doing? Brett Wheel tanks. I finished the Arnie. I finished old Iron Arnie with the 100 Battle Challenge, and I did okay with it. It turned out in the end that I was able to kind of right the ship a little bit, but 51%. Remember, I was rolling with 40s, and I clawed my average experience up to 944, which is still a little lower than I would like for a tier 8. But the rest of it's kind of on par with other tier 8s. 1700 average damage, 480 on the assist. I would like that to be a bit higher. Like I said, 51%, 40% battles survived. Hits a little lower than I would like, but the gun is just a little bit derpy. So it was okay. Armor use, look at that, 0.82. Holy cow. That's pretty dang good. For a medium, a 0.82, that's up there. I find even the hull is decent, especially against lower tier tanks and some same tier tanks. This thing just gets bounces. So that's solid armor right there. 0.82 after 100 battles, that's definitely solid armor. You haven't played tanks in the whole month of September. What have you been doing, Odd Dog? You different game or just you haven't been going outside, have you, or something crazy like that? You've been hunting or walking or playing with the dogs or going on vacation? That's insanity, man. Come on. We just sit around in our basements. Wife, yeah. You paid attention to your wife? What? Oh, that's good. I've slowed down, definitely. It's, it used to be I would wake up on Monday, or if I turned the game on Monday afternoon, whenever I did on Monday, because I basically log in pretty much every day if I'm at the house, and I would see that 750,000 silver put into the bank right there because I played that much. And that would be a common occurrence. I wouldn't say it was every week, but it was close. And now I rarely ever see that 750,000, so I just don't nearly play as much as I used to. I got it, Diablo, because I got my little, you might have even heard the little doo-doo, got that thing. I got to turn that off because that is annoying. I don't want a damn indicator on my Discord on my computer every damn time somebody sends me something. So we're working on the FV201 405. These are the tanks down here, the ones that you can see anyway. We're working on this guy. We're working on the 777 on and off. We're working on this, which I'm trying to claw my way above 50%. I'm at 49. I like this tank quite a bit. It's one marked for the moment. I am playing this thing, which is hurting my will to live. CS52 Graveload, that's a good tank. Yeah, Solid. That's a solid all-rounder. I think I think it would probably be considered one of the best Tier 8 mediums a while back. Is it possible that even the CS52 has been power crept? It's not one of the usual where I do 4 and 4. So it's more damage? Just damage? Perfect. Kind of see what the current CS52 stats are here. Give me a second. I'm assuming it's in the top 10, but it may have slipped because it's actually at this point relatively old. Relatively. Let's see, CS50. Yeah, it's dropped down. So top 20, I'd say, but near the bottom part of the top 20. Texas A&M volleyball, nice. Dock diving. Oh, what? Yeah, what? You got a lab or something that just loves tossing itself off the dock and swimming around? Oh, good. We need that. How to pen a 279E reliably. Very good. What did you do? Shoot it from straight above? Or is it the cupola? Or is it what is it, like center? All right. Working on the Brit wheels. I've got the reviews out for the Tier 5 through 8 on the Brit wheelies. I'm currently running the 9. We'll see how that goes. I should get the review on it in a little while. I'm probably 30,000 XP away from finishing it. Penning the front plate, good. So what is the secret? Isn't it center the center point or something? I don't see many of them. Trying to find that thing. Tanks.gg. 320 heat. Okay, so you do need a decent amount of pen then. Trying to get over here to look at this thing.
This is Crapopolis. I swear it's not as bad as the...
There's an ad. And it's USSR. All right, here we go. 279 early. .3D model. So it's just center? You're just shooting the center of the thing? And I'll obviously look at the replay, but I'm looking at the here. Let's see, I'll call it up here. This is what we got right here. Is it the viewports? Are they weak somehow? No, it doesn't seem to be. So yeah, you just need, I mean, even with the angle, yeah, you're right, look at that. So you just need 320 in here. Hey, LVR, what's happening, man? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these things can be penned with enough heat, with enough top, right, and left. Here? Like right there? Left, top, right, and left. Over here? Or over here? I don't know. It really seems like they should be penned more just by looking at this effective armor, right? Anything with 300 should be penning the front of these things pretty commonly, pretty effectively. It does have a hatch. Put in live. Oh, there we go. Oh, all right. Look at that. Huh. 265. You're talking about that spot right there, huh? That's wild. Look at that. Just the way the angulation is. This is what people are talking about, look down. Look, it doesn't take a lot, excuse me, it doesn't take a lot of look down before you get this going on. Or even this. And it becomes much easier. Of course, this is against its own gun. Yeah, against its own gun. Cool. What else we got going on? I think I'll be streaming Tuesday, fellas. I believe that's my day off. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So Tuesday. Oh, Brute, I did send you a message, but I'm good for Tuesday as well. I'll do some flying later that night. That'll be cool. Speaking of, I did do a DCS video on Saturday. If you're interested in all that stuff, that just went up. We're not gonna have slick, so we'll have to do some BFM or formation flying or something to get some awesome video. I'd like to also try some. I'd like to, and I know it's a pain in the ass with the headsets and stuff, but try some formation takeoffs and landings just for giggles. See how that goes. Slick and I did a formation takeoff once. That one's really hard to get right. It seems like maybe the landings maybe a little bit easier. I also want to get some footage with me as number 2, so that we can, obviously see me flying formation off. You know what's funny about that? There's a lot of stuff that was funny about that, but one thing was really interesting when we came up echelon up initial with the 3-ship. Slick was fighting his Oculus quite a bit, I think, and his stick and throttle. He said it was sticky, and he's kind of doing this, and you're out there at the end of the whip, moving a bit. But as soon as I left, Slick settled down because he's no longer trying to fly off me, and you did, right? Like we would see the students do. You get that kind of thing going on, and as soon as the one guy leaves, the student stops flailing around, and then the instructor goes, "All right, I got that." I looked at that. I said, "I have seen that. I have seen that." All right. What else we got going on? I think that's it. Battle Pass, fellas. I'm at 20 on the 2nd chapter. So I only need 4 more. I can get the final tank, the KPZ or whatever that thing is. What is it? The TD thing. KPZ-3 Project. Sticklers on the 2nd chapter. It's the okayest TD in the world, Wayne. Yeah, it's mostly just to have. I'm not that worried, not that fired up about getting it. Yeah, I have that. I have the same thing. I got the Thrustmaster. Yeah, it's not easy. You really have to try to just, I don't know, you fly just the fingertips, right? You just started chapter 2, stage 7. I was thinking about, I don't know, depends on how much we get into it or what else I'm doing. At one point I almost bought the Warthog, I think it is. There's a couple versions of it, I believe, at this point. I almost bought the Warthog. Problem is, the headsets are nice and the field of view is relatively wide, but it's not perfect, right? And it doesn't have that periphery thing that we use to kind of take everything in, and so you're still looking through a soda straw. It's bigger than the old Oculus that I had was, but it's, yeah, I have the F-15C. I've got the 15, the 16, and the 18. I like the 16 and the 18 because they've got the maps. They've got the moving map stuff going on. The 15C is an older version that they have, plus it's low fidelity cockpit, so there's not a lot of, well, there's no map. You can go to F10 and look at the cheater map, but it doesn't have any of the stuff that the F-16 and F-18 have, which was nice if you're going to go on a PvP or a big server like, I'm trying to think what they're called. Well, anyway, one of the big PvP or even the PvE servers, it's nice to know where everyone else is. Because with the 15C, you can lock up targets, and you'll know if that one's good or bad, because it has a very simple IFF system where if there's a X in the TD container, then it's a bad guy. Or is it that the other way around? No, maybe it's the other way around. The X means it's a good guy. That's right. The X means it's a good guy. If there's nothing in it, then you shoot it. The beeping alerts are me ham-fisting it and flying around with the AOA indicator going on constantly. Yeah, that's true. There's also the G beeping. So the beep 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 beep. That's I'm in the AOA. I've just got the jet loaded up with way too much AOA, way too slow, too much AOA, and they don't go beep 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 beep. They go beep 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 or faster or a solid tone. That's G indicator, percentage of G available, which I don't remember the numbers, to be honest, whether it starts at 95 or something like that. But yeah. And you can feel it, which is why it's really easy in DCS to pull all your knots off. It's also really easy to over G because you don't feel the G. Even when I was trying to not over G, there's no feel, so you kind of yank on the stick a bit, and even if you try to blend the stick back, without the G there, you don't have a general idea of how much G has been put on the jet. So you have to you do a lot of checking of the airspeed, which I don't know if you saw that, but I'm inside the cockpit, maybe a little bit more than I would be normally if I'm flying actual BFM, because I'm constantly trying to see what the hell the airspeed is because I don't have any good indication of the G. I'll probably explain some of that stuff in subsequent videos. Because this one didn't have any comm and I didn't do any voiceover on it or anything like that. We were talking a lot of crap and having a good time, so I didn't bother with putting that. Plus, I forgot to turn on the OBS anyway, so there you go. All right, rest of channel news, I think that's pretty much it. Baldur's Gate 3, I'm still working on Baldur's Gate 3. I'm still futzing around in Chapter 2. There's just a lot of content in that thing. I'll probably do an update at it at some point. 85, 92, and 98. That sounds about right. Yeah. Yep. So, some Baldur's Gate 3. I kind of pick that up as I go every once in a while. I'll play a little bit of it and put it down. The thing is, I'll go in and I'll have a plan. I'm like, all right, I'm going to finish this quest or I'm going to do this thing. And then I get halfway through that, and then there's 42 other quests and things. And then I'm looking something up because I don't understand what's going on. And then I can't figure out one of the puzzles that's in there. So I got to go get some help with that. The next thing I know, I've been there for 2 hours and I've finished nothing. Exactly, Clippy. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Zemke, how you doing, man? So I'm just looking at going, in 2 hours I have accomplished zero. I've accomplished a lot. I've found stuff and I've unlocked other quest lines and things, but I almost managed to finish chapter 2 or go do something in chapter 2 that was going to have a serious effect on the rest of the game before I had finished about, I would say, 50% or more of the chapter 2 stuff. Because when you get into this area, there's a lot of things to do and a lot of side quests, but I managed to go around the edge of it and get into the back part of it and actually dive down into that dungeon, and I was about to finish the thing up, and I'm glad I got out. I paused for a second. I got out and I kind of looked up the quest lines and stuff and read it and went, well, I don't want to do this, because it looked like it was it's the old ask you if you really want to do this kind of thing that the designers and developers will use to kind of clue you in that you're about to move on to something else, and depending on what happens in here, you may or may not be able to go back, I guess. So that was good. That triggered me to kind of start looking into it, and then I realized I got to leave here and go finish all this other stuff. Anyway, that's where we are with Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I apologize for no Pilgrim. That sucks. He doesn't feel good. So hopefully we'll get everybody back next week, man. It's been crazy. All right, that's it for channel news, fellas. Let's get the old blue light going. In fact, how about we give away some Engineers starters? Let me do that right now. Do a little giveaway action, I think. As soon as I find it. Where's my dashboard? Come on. What am I looking at and why can't I find it? Streamline. There we go. Wow. Can be bribed. Okay, getting there. Yep, got it. No, I don't want your Ultra. Thank you. CloudBot. Giveaways. Engineer starters. All right, here we go. Good luck. Hey, it even worked. It's pre-rigged, my friends. Pre-rigged. I've already picked who's going to win. Nope, it's not you, Zemke. Nope, not you, Bonzi. Nope, not Wayne. Not. I've done no such thing. All I do is click a button and it tells me. It's perfectly fair. It's perfectly balanced. Exactly like all of Wargaming's stuff. All right? All of Wargaming stuff. So let's see what we got in terms of sales. All right, diving into the premium shop, fellas. That's right. That's right. That's right. Did you notice? I don't remember if it was. I think it was this week. A couple times I clicked it and the number didn't move, and I went, "Well, it must have selected that number." It needs like a flash or something that says, "Hey, I've actually changed the number and I randomly gave you the same damn number." MC, no space. Unless you already, yeah, do it without a space. Because you did not get a ticket. Ooh, DeCardi didn't get. Wait. DeCardi you already got one, right? Why is it not giving tickets now? Let me see if you're in there, DeCardi. Why did it do that? Or did you try it again? Oh, you're in there. Who's the other one? MC950. MC, you are not in there, man. There it is. Now you're in there. Perfect. All right. What do we got, fellas? We've got the 114 for sale again. And you can get the 3D style with the crazy Chinese New Year, whatever it is, dragon thing going on if you want that for 76 bones. Ooh-wee. Just the tank is going to cost you 57. The KR is in there. This is not a very good tank. Purchase at your own risk. The M41, I like it, but it's not one of the best light tanks. Things like the Even 90 exist in the EBR and such. Dancing Lady is that's you know, that's just a little bit of coding away, you know what I mean? Somebody could put that overlay on there and you would have a Dancing Lady every time I clicked RNG. Not me, because I don't know how to do it. Maybe I could ask a Chat GPT to write that script. I bet it would. I bet it would work. I think so, DeCardi. I think they did buff it slightly, but not much, as I recall. AMBT is out there as well. This is a excuse me, this is a pretty good medium autoloader for the Americans. Not a bad tank. Has a lot of firepower. The 7501, this is mediocre. Can be fun. The armor can be beastly if you're talking about lower tiers. Tends to get shredded by higher tiers pretty well. No volleyball debris. Okay. Fantastic. And speaking of the ELC, here it is. Phantom Agent. Phantom Drifter. Is this only $28? Wow. Okay. Is that right? Or is this a rental? No? Look at that. You get a 2D style. You get 15 times 5s, and you get the ELC. I did not realize the ELC is that cheap. What? Really? What? So what's the... Oh, there you go. The M41 itself is only 27. Tell you what, fellas, it's not a bad deal. I mean, that tank, if you don't have it and you've got Ruse, is it Joanna? How you doing? If you don't have a light tank and you have light tank missions, I'm telling you what, that's not a bad deal right there. Yeah, they are small. Itty bitty pixels. That's why they're cheap. It's easier to manufacture those pixels, so they're cheaper. All right, so that's what we got going on with vehicles. A couple other specials here. You know, this thing kind of blew my mind here. We're going to go over to specials. I was looking at this morning. Fort Knox. It's normally $175, right? They've knocked it down to $122, so it's on sale, special, or whatever you want to say. It's 12,500 gold and 12,500,000 silver. So I thought to myself, what do you get then? How much does 12,500 gold cost? So I came over here and I put in 12,500 and I got the result of 53.69. Good number. So 54 bucks of the 122 is the gold. Now let's pretend the price is still 175, which is their original price. 53 bucks is the gold still. That is a lot for credits. That's what I'm saying, Wayne. 53 $70 for 12 million credits? Good golly. And it's the same for this jackpot with 8,510 million credits. That's insane. Yeah, I don't... Obviously people are buying these. Have to be. Someone's buying them. One would assume, right? They're in the store constantly. They have multiple versions of it. Inflation issues for the game. How many? 12 million. That's only 2 tier 10s. Yeah, Loot Box Mania is coming, my friends. It is coming. 12 million silver is 31,250 gold at the 400. Wow. 31,250. Jeez. Now, the next thing you got to look at is go, okay, based on the reward tanks, premium tanks, blah, 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 that are out there, 279 early, Chieftain, Object 907, stuff you can win by playing Clan Wars or other things. Prize tanks for Onslaught, all that kind of thing. Which are objectively better than the vast majority of the Tech Tree tanks, minus a handful of the competitive ones that people desire for Clan Wars, Chieftain, not Chieftain, Super Conqueror, and a couple others. EBR 105, etc. What are you buying with the 12 million? It's not like you're buying your way into a really great tank. You're buying your way into a decent Tech Tree tank, maybe 3 or 4 of them. It's crazy. Though I suppose at the end of the day, if you were trying to get established now, if you weren't already an established Clan Wars player, you would have to come up with either a 279 early by doing missions, something like that to make your existence something that people would want on their clan to play. Or a Super Conk, right? You get the poor man's Chieftain, and then that gets your foot in the door with a smaller clan, and maybe you can work your way up to actually winning a Chieftain and all that good stuff. I think you're right, Diablo. I mean, I use it for... He says gold is not worth what it used to be. I use it for Battle Pass. So buying improved Battle Pass. I use it for moving equipment around. I use it for respecking crews because they have so many crews and they have so many goofy setups. But that's about it. Yeah, you can do Watt Plus. There you go. For 11 bucks or 12 bucks or whatever it is a month, then you can just do that. Yep. And that's pretty much it, fellas, for the specials here. In game, gotta go to missions. So I'm about to get 2 more coins here. Not much going on here. We got some token store missions. Make sure you're watching Twitch and all that. The one I just did, I think, gave me 2 Harrier starters or whatever they are. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, I used to buy tanks with it every now and again, but I've bought all the tanks for gold. Top of the tree is the JPZ 100. I think I'm done with those. Those are the Battle Pass ones I bought. The other tank is the 140. And that's pretty much it, guys. Not much going on in the missions and specials, obviously, other than Battle Pass is the big thing going on right now. As always, remember you've got to unlock all 3 of your chapters before you can use the items for points. The points will go away. In fact, I believe the tokens will go away this time, now that I think about it. Did you get the free skill? I don't think I got that. Yeah, I don't think I watched enough for that one. Yeah, the tokens will go away this time, fellas. So this is the last Battle Pass of this year. So you're going to have to use all your tokens. If you don't, they actually convert them into, I think, bonds anyway. So if that's what you want, then good to go. But make sure if there is something you specifically want for tokens to get it. My standard advice is to come down here and get your bounty equipment. You can't see this because it's behind me, but I don't have, it's an open space because I did already get the bounty equipment, but you can get a piece of bounty equipment per battle pass with the coins. So you want to do that. You want to. Are we ready to see who won? I think we are ready. My timer's stuck at 17 seconds. Can we? Did it say already? It should be done, right? No? Did it close? Where? There it is. Got it. I see it. All right, you ready? Here we go. First winner of the Starter is... Boom. I think I even said Wayne isn't going to win, but he did win. Nice. Nice, Wayne. Not rigged. It was rigged? Oh, shit. I never know. I can't keep up. Can't keep up. Wayne 1313. Yeah. That's who I'm sending it to. Do you want the engineer starters or the engineer starters? Leaf fan, what's happening, man? James Doe's, we'll do another one. It's exclamation raffle, but there's not one going on, so we'll be doing another one a little while later. All right, I'm sending Wayne 1313 his starters. Morning. I'm supposed to give him the ones that have the tank in it? I can't burn the special CC powers too much, all right? But I'll do my best here. I'll do my best. All right, Wayne, here they go. If you're near your client, man, let us know. Man, we had oysters last night, man. I only ate the cooked ones, though, this time because it's a little early in the season, but some people took the risk and did the raw ones. Baked them on the grill, cheese, butter. Oh, we used Old Bay, and I forgot I have some Tony Snatcheries. Dang it. Don't you hate that when you realize that you blew it? Anyway, butter, cheese, Old Bay, some garlic. I had some nice jalapenos, pickled jalapenos that I put on it. Ice Dragon. I don't know why I have to answer that question. Have you had... All right, so your question is noted and it is a valid question. I don't know. We like cheese. But have you had a baked oyster with a little bit of cheese on it. I'm telling you, man. A little bit of cheese, just a dollop of butter. Put some hot sauce. We actually had some nice horsey radish. My buddy made a real good cocktail sauce. If you want to do your horseradish needs to be in some cocktail sauce stuff. I don't know, man. Where are you from, Ice Dragon? That you don't put cheese on everything. I feel like the Brits put cheese on a lot of stuff. I'm not saying you're a Brit, but I don't know about the rest of... Germans like cheese. Germans, but they don't put it on stuff, but they eat a ton of it. I know the French like cheese. Live in Chicago. Okay. I know a brute will appreciate this, but I used to live in Chicago at an old department store. I don't live there anymore. I think mistakes were made. Little inside joke. Probably if you're a rugby guy, you might even know that song. Okie dokie. Where were we? Don't know. She did ask me for a hammer. I know, I'm just going to leave that there. All right, missions and specials. Let's see, what else we got going on? Onslaught, guys, is 14 more days. I didn't realize it's so long, man. Why does Onslaught take so long? 14 days? Holy cow. I guess, can you even get through it in 14 days? Could you start today and still... It seems like you could get through quite a bit of it, actually. But you're certainly behind the power curve. Waffentrager is another 7 days. You have another week to mess around with that. Has anybody done Project Hyperion and finished it? Has anyone actually fought through that thing? I've played probably 3 games as a Harrier and maybe 4 in the WT. You got tired of it? Yeah. There are some good prizes though, man. You know what I mean? I mean, if you go in there and look at it, it's like lots of bonds. Of course, you get are these Harrier starters? Yeah, Harrier starters, which, you know, they have some goodies involved with them. Not too bad. There's 2 engineer starters you can get to. There's a character, crew member, or 2. There's 2 crew members. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of stuff you can, but man. So I've played enough to get to almost to the next breakpoint, I guess. 18 of 20. Path of Engineer. I don't know. I might mess around with it some more and get some more of the gifts. I think you can probably, if you're really thinking about it, I think within 7 days you can still probably get through it. I haven't done any of the math, but you'd have to play it a lot though. You did. You got the camo for the camo collection. Yeah. You watched me in Pilgrim, that was enough? Yeah. It's unfortunate that a lot of those things are gated behind these kind of things. It's not that interesting of a mode to me, to be honest. Zemke definitely doesn't like it. Zemke does not like it. Alright, so those are going on for missions and specials. You do have some time left if you want to mess with those things. Alright, what else we got here? I think we're about the subjects du jour. So, a little bit early, but I am almost out of coffee. So, I'm going to go heat up my coffee. You guys take a 5-minute break. Yeah, I do. Before we go, I do want to know something funny. Hold on. I want to know something funny. Go. I know. So, you've drawn me into subjects du jour. That was one of the subjects. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, and Diablo just said it. But you are matched with people of your relative skill level. I'm assuming WTR or whatever this thing is they're using. What do they call it? Yeah, WTR. Which explains, Diablo, my first 2 games in the Waffle, I got absolutely massacred because I was still trying to remember the powers and how to do it. It wasn't even close, and I'm like, wow, these guys are pretty good. They were working together. Every time the shield was down, 3 or 4 of them were there just pounding on the on the WT. I couldn't catch them. If they would go to a place, and if I started moving that way, they'd just disappear. It was crazy. And then I found out that it's kind of a skill-based matchmaker. And the problem with that is it's not as fun that way, because you like to win every now and again. It can get tough. Yeah, so Diablo's getting matched with 10K. Yeah. If the Harriers are really good players, the WT probably can't win very much, because they sort of nerfed it as well. It's a little bit slower. I saw a great meme on Reddit. Basically, what it said is, for the low WTR players, the WT can't be beaten. Right? For the high WTR players, the WT can't win. That's essentially what happens with that mode. They're all playing the bat chat, yeah. The other thing about it that's a bummer for the streamers that I didn't kind of realize until they started talking about, the guys who stream a lot, like Goose and some of the other dudes, is they want to play with their community, right? And their community has various WTRs. So you can try to count in, but you're probably not going to see the streamer you're watching or that you like unless you're on his skill level. It's interesting how when they do things like that, they don't necessarily think about those kinds of things. Also, if I'm a conspiracy theorist, why are we trying a skill-based matchmaker? I don't either, Diablo. What exactly? So they have competitive mode stuff that they don't use that in, and then they have this supposed to be fun mode, and they use, yeah, exactly. He just said it. So finish this. I know, oh, Brute. I see. That's the conspiracy theorist. I always ask when stuff like that shows up. All right, is there a bigger picture here? Is there something else going on? Are they testing it? Could be just an early test or whatever. But I don't know how I feel about skill-based matchmaking at this point in the game. I don't know. I don't know if I care necessarily as much as I might have a while ago. But I feel like if it happened and everything became sweaty, try hard gamer stuff, I think I would lose a lot more interest actually. Yeah, Diablo. That's what that meme was talking about. Yeah. WT won't even get the nuke thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. There is a reason why they do it. Whether or not it's one that's obvious or not is another question, but there's definitely a reason. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit there and have to get sweaty, try hard in randoms because it's skill based. That doesn't seem that interesting. It's fun, and I feel bad about it, I guess, a little bit, but it's fun to actually do well. And the other thing is, if you're going to improve, you really need to be taking on people who are better. It's a hard slog if you're down in the lower skill, and it works. Skill based works. People move up. Other games use it. People get better. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it just sort of hurts the game overall. And again, if you want skill based stuff, do skill based modes. You could even do a skill based 15v15. You probably don't want it competing against your randoms constantly, but instead of, Onslaught or whatever, just do a skill-based 15v15 thing occasionally. Now, what would be really cool about that, potentially, is people would compete within their skill level, and then the prizes would be, built for each one of the skill levels. So there you go. All right. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido him a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came, to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jets, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the moose and hummingbirds aplenty. But he saw the need for the Watt community to have a guru and lead them gently. Down the road to Unicom land will die, trying hard in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So we broadcast his message far and wide, using YouTube, Twitch, and various means, to lead you to the promised land of WR. Win 8 and damage counts. That a mortal man is only stuff of dreams. Win your flank and then go back, was his mantra for the pack, to which they shouted, "Yes, boss man, that we will. Win our flank and then flex back." Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido.
All right, we are back. I looked at the coffee that it is. It's Gavala. It's probably pronouncing it incorrectly. Gevalia? Is it Swedish? Swedish. It's not. Yeah, Swedish. Gevalia. If that's how you pronounce it. It's delicious. Mocha was in a rare form last night. The other thing we did is we had a shrimp boil. And my buddy that was doing the boil had put the sausage down. The andouille sausage was sitting kind of close to the ground because we had the burner out on the porch, out on the pavers. And he went inside and everyone else was on the screen part of the porch and that stuff was outside the screen. And well, he went back out after about 5 minutes and I heard yelling at the dog and she's liberated several of the andouille sausage. And I come out like, what's going on? He's like, oh, she got some of the sausage. She was licking it. And I'm like, have you boiled that sausage yet? And he's like, no. I'm like, it'll be fine. Yep. She got hers, man. She got hers. All right, let's see. Rest of the subjects du jour. Yeah, so skill-based matchmaking. We'll see what happens. If that has some kind of future. The Waffentrager thing is still going on, like I said. Yes. It's strategically transfer, yeah. Wayne, did you get your stuff? What'd you get, man? I don't see it in chat. Let us know. If you're near your client, let us know what you got. Let's give away one more today. Let's do that. I'm going to complete this one. Good luck. Rigged. All right. I think the other thing we got going on is we've got patch 1.22.1. Take a look at that. It's got some interesting things in it, actually. Common Test 2 is up right now, so this is going to come sooner than later, really. Here it is. So let's take a look at this. All right, there we go. So what do we got in here? This is interesting. So the crew interface overhaul. This is just the interface, though, not the crew overhaul, which is continually gets punted, I think. Very interesting, actually. So what they're going to do, at least right now, is they're just going to change some of the things, the way it's set up. So we've got some crew widget and profiles. They're trying to make the interaction with crews easier, more intuitive, more convenient at all stages. I wish them the best of luck. Your German Shepherd once stole a whole rotisserie. Oh my gosh. Yep. My neighbor had a husky. Big one. And I think it was mixed with something bigger than a husky because its name was Bear and it was probably a 120-pound dog. It was a big dog. Big dog. And he would give that thing steak bones. You know, so if he had a T-bone and he'd just toss that thing the T-bone and that thing would start biting into that and you hear that crunching and you're like, whoa. And it would just devour those things. Now, I know that's not a great idea. Whatever. The dog didn't die from eating the bones. They know how to do it. But I know that's generally frowned upon. But it would just devour the bone and everything. Just crunch it a couple times and down it went. It's crazy. He would get out of the yard and then just rage around the neighborhood. He found him in at a wedding in a guy's backyard once, hanging out with all the wedding guests. Found him down at the yacht club pool, swimming with everybody. He was a legend, man. It's for NA gravel load. Sorry, I should have specified. I have an EU account, but I don't think I can send anything on it right now. I haven't played it for a long time. 2 German booklets, 5 days of premium. Did you need any? Barf diet is scientific bones and raw food. Yeah, I mean it's what they eat naturally, right? What do you think they're eating out there if they're running around? Yeah, whatever they can kill and take. 100%. Blowing bubbles through straw sound, but wife's favorite coffee cup is perfect for the shepherd's snout to get his coffee. Just stick it right in there. Had an Irish wolfhound named Gomer. Holy cow. Those are big dogs. So yeah, we're doing some rearranging of the crew system here. Good old Luigi Mazzaro. Okay. There you go. I mean, I don't know what to say. It looks different, I guess. But the same at the same time. It's hard to get. All right, that's the appearance button. So you got the profile, the appearance, the service record. Has anybody ever looked at their character, at their crew's service record? Well, now you can, all right? Now you can. Look at this. You got all his awards, everything he's been involved with. So we got this perks down here. It makes sense. The commander and the radio operator perks. We've got the increase and reset buttons. I don't know how's that different. Let me go over here and take a look at this. Oh, I guess you kind of have to go to personal file these days, right, to get there. Is that how we got there? I don't know how we got there to begin with, but it looks like this right now. Got the training and the perks. Looks like maybe some of this stuff is, all of this is now more or less on one page, I would guess. It's kind of what it looks like to me. Crew skins, personal data, perks. Yeah. Sort of. Well, okay. Not really on one page, because you still have to click these other, you still have to click on all these other buttons up here. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be different for different sake. You get a DD-214 for your crew. Don't lose them. Make sure they don't lose it. Yeah, I think it's different. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to kind of get a general idea of what's going on with this thing. This actually looks good, though. We've talked about it. How much of a pain using the crew books can be. In theory, it looks like they're doing a nice little job of being able to, at the very least, you can use multiple books at once. Although you do have to click the plus button many times. I wonder if you can just type it in. It doesn't look like you can just type it in. Okay, fair enough. It doesn't, what does it take right now? You have to go, crew books. You have to go click. Now, of course I can't do it. Then apply. And then OK, I think, and then back to this, and then click, apply, OK. So there's 3 clicks every time. At least with this new system, you can just run the number up and go 1 click for all the books. So they have decreased the clicks. I like that. Also, you can do the free experience thing from here. And they are also adding a couple books. They have 2 new universal books. Okay, that's personal training manual, training guide, Germany. These are all specific to the country. There you go. So universal for everything, but with less experience. So they've got a 20,000 universal, 100,000 universal, and then they've got the 250 universal. So they've added new universal guides that aren't tied to a country. That's cool. I got no problem with that. So that's cool. So they're going to rearrange the interface. They're going to add these books. And then the crew member and vehicle change screen. Another useful improvement, a full-fledged crew member change screen with intuitive navigation. We'll be the judge of that, fellas. You can move or assign crew members to other vehicles in several clicks. This may be a start to them figuring out this whole one crew for 3 vehicles, if that's what they're going to eventually do, like they've been talking about. So we've got a commander, 53 TP. Oh, that's the available commanders, okay. Because currently, the way you do that is you go here. No, that's not true. You click on this, you get the drop-down guy over here, and then you scroll through for the one you want. And so what they're going to do is do it this way now. I do like that you're getting a little bit better information maybe about them right there. And then train for a Okay. So now you have a picture. Now you get a picture, whereas in the past you would have to go... What would you have to do? You had to go personal file. You had to go training. No, you could do it from here, actually. I think. No, right here. Then you had to go training. And then you had to select the vehicle. Vehicle type, blah, blah, blah. All off of the little character page. Now you've got this. I don't know how they filtered it. Obviously, there's a way to filter it here to come up with the vehicles that you can possibly put them in. Or maybe it already kind of knows based on... Don't know. That will require a little more investigation when it comes up, and also you're not seeing it because I'm screwing that up. So you get this information, and then you've got the pictures. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is all setting the stage for the new crew thing. It's all stuff they said they were going to do, but the change to the crew skill perk system hasn't gone through. That's the big one. And then the barracks expanded the list of filters. That's nice. You can search for specific crew members. Oh, there you go. By their names. Oh, okay. I wonder if there's a filter for 0 skill or for 2 0 skills and all that different stuff. You had an ad, so you couldn't say GM. So we're going to have a little bit better ability to sort through the barracks. That is acceptable. I like that. These are all nice little iterative quality of life changes. I think that's good. And no kidding, this is happening. This is gonna be here, you know, within a month or so, or slightly less. Now this was a little bit weird. I don't know. This is under the heading of things that you wouldn't even think about. As who thinks about this and is impressed or worried about it? But it's some kind of achievement system for your experience in the tank, right? So even if you have hundreds of vehicles in your garage, you still have your favorites, okay? The ones you enjoy the most and have fought thousands of battles in, okay? Elite Levels is a new achievement system which will help you showcase your experience level when playing in a specific tank. Experience level, not skill level. The system only applies to elite vehicles. Okay, I guess that means it applies to all premiums and reward because they start elite with all modules and blah, blah, blah. At tier 5 and above, vehicles elite level will be shown as a numerical counter both in battle, on the team list, and in the garage. This is hard to see, but you got your elite level down here now. The elite level. And then when you're in game, boom, look at that. You're like, this guy is elite. He's a 305 elite. And that guy's one more elite than this guy. This guy's a 306 elite. He's got one more eliteness. This guy is unelite. He's got 77. He's bad. This guy's the worst elite. He has the least amount of elite. It's 'cause he's poor. He's well below elite average. No, Cliffy, good point. I don't know if they have enough digit positions. 1,500,607,852,563 elite. Top T67 experience. These are all questions and intelligences unknown to me, Mr. Stranger Danger. That's why I bring it up. It's also under the heading, as I said earlier, of WTF, who cares? What am I to do with that information? What is anyone to do with that information? Yes, Muskrat. Are we ready to find out who won? We'll come back to that in a moment. Let me see. The timer just is irritating here. Let's see, did it give me the old "you're done"? All right, we are ready. Here we go. You guys ready? Winner is... boom. Bonzi Duck. Rigged. Rigged. Totally rigged. Bonzi Duck. Let me get that sent out to you, man. Do. And try not to be the same failure Wayne is and get a tank. Disappointing that Wayne was not able to figure out how to get a tank. Bonzi Duck. Coming at you. Look, this is operator error, not me. I just send the goods. You guys figure out how to use them correctly. See how counter-offensive? That's how you do it. It's not my fault. It's operator error. Yeah? Yeah. All right, go get that lottery ticket. That's the one we're more interested in. Let us know if you hit the big time. So, we have elite levels. I don't know. After the release of the update, the calculation of the initial elite levels for all elite vehicles will be based on their lifetime combat XP earned. Okay. So I wonder what the max is. The token store for Twitch. Good question, man. Good question. Does it not say on it? 11/19/2023. The 19th of November of this year, my friend. And then they'll either start a new campaign or there might be a pause over the holidays. I don't remember if they pause over the holidays or not. But probably a new campaign will start at that point. I just used mine to grab some of the premium consumables. This one, the Royal Britannia, closes tomorrow, guys. I'm glad you brought that up, by the way. If you have any of your Britannia coins unused, I have 4, but I don't have anything I can buy it with. I need 1 more. Make sure you use those today. All right. What else is going on in here? We've got Frontline coming. Episode 3. Or at least they're messing around with it in this patch. We've got Steel Hunter, reborn again. Reborn, rewarmed, reheated, reanimated, repeated, reintroduced, redone, reformed. You know, you get the picture, etc., etc. Things have changed once again in Steel Hunter. If things changed in Steel Hunter and a bear farted in the woods, would anyone know? Did any of you guys play it? Anybody? Any Steel Hunter fans watching? Which is fine. You could admit it if you like it. The bear would know, provided he understood what was happening. Maybe he ate that the sausage and got a little gaseous. Bonzi. All right. Well, we tried, man. We tried. And that's it. That's what it looks like is going on with patch 1.22.1. So basically they're working on, essentially the crew interface is the big thing. And then they're going to update. They're doing some things with Steel Hunter. This doesn't really say much about it unless it's just the Frontline's going to start. I don't remember. I know that they actually advertised when they were going to be. So there might be one when October or late September, something like that. Gravel likes Waffentrager more than Steel Hunter? Cool. I just get so bored with the Waffentrager, to be honest with you. It's just the same thing over and over again. I don't know. Whatever. That's my problem, right? That's my problem. .22 common test. And that is about all we had, guys. Let's take a quick troll. There were a couple interesting tanks. Got a little tier 5 American thrown into the files. This is a medium tank. Really strange looking little thing. Look at that. I'm not even sure what's going on there. I guess that's just all armor or something, and then it kind of... Is that even a turret? I mean, it looks like it's welded on there. It's hard to tell, but it's called... They say it's a medium tank, so... I don't know. That's weird. There's another picture of it. Oh, okay. So it's a oscillating. That's crazy. Look at that. So it's an oscillating gun with the pivot point way back here. Huh. But it's a tier 5, so you're doing 115. 128 pin, 177 with gold. Oh, it's an auto loader. Of course it is. Of course it is. Tier 5 auto loader. Fantastic. That's what we needed. Minus 15. Look at that. Can shoot itself in the foot. Aiming time point 2.11 and an atrocious accuracy of 0.4. Yikes. A little bit of armor. It's kind of interesting looking little thing. At least it's unique. Then we've got the A7E3, which is a British premium tier 3. Okay. Maybe that's one of the Christmas rewards. Don't they usually give us... They always give us a tier 3 or something. So that's an interesting little tank. Let's see if there's anything unique way about this. 50 damage, pen 75, 120. Fires very quickly, 3-second reload. Gun is .36 and 1.63 aim time. That's some pretty good DPM for that tier at 1,000. Not much armor. Look at that, 14 and 14. Yeesh. But it's a tier 3, so you can't expect a whole lot. Now this, we talked about this a while back. But this says on the article, what are you 1.22.1? I don't know. Well, this was discussed as potentially the tier 8. The rumor was this would be the tier 8 for one of the upcoming events, I think. Because there's Waffentrager and then there's... What's the other one, guys? Mirny 13. Oftentimes I think they're the same thing because they kind of feel like the same thing. But Waffentrager and Mirny are actually two different things. I mean, Mirny is the Halloween thing, even though you would think the Waffentrager is kind of a Halloween thing. I don't know. I don't run the place. I don't know why they do both. You guys know what opportunity cost is? And neither one's Halloween. Isn't though Mirny 13 kind of the more Halloween? I'm gonna call it the more Halloweeny. It's more Halloweeny. You know what I mean? But don't they feel the same, Danum? Exactly. It is. They had a zombie one once, didn't they? Wait a minute. They had a third one. What's the third one? The Halloween one last. That's right. There was actually a third one last year. Or did we not have Mirny? Mirny got canceled, didn't it? Was that last year that Mirny got canceled? I can't remember. I can't keep up. Maybe it was 2 years it got canceled. 2 years ago. But there was there was definitely a Halloween one last year, right? With the zombie tanks or whatever. It was canceled last year, yeah. And they did that other thing. They did that other with the witches. The witches. Don't want the witches. They did the witch one. This thing's armor profile? Alright, let's get back to this. Oh, it doesn't have all the stats here. That's not the article for it. Yeah, so I'm guessing these are big space pieces of spaced armor right there, and then very thick. I think it's a anti-mine dude. Is that right? Aren't these supposedly for exploding mines? Tanks.gg. Yeah. My question though is, this is interesting that it says "What are you?" But they don't call it "What are you" anymore. Didn't they change the name? Changed the name, I think. Very confused. All right. Important onslaught mode balance updates to roll skills. That's because your system is dumb. Roll skills are dumb. You're never going to be able to balance them. It isn't going to work. I would get rid of them. ARMT is a tier 5 medium. That's the same one we just looked at, isn't it? Yes, it is. These are the stats cards. I'm trying to find... I thought there was one more set of tanks. There we go. KPZ PR68P and LTS 85. This is a tier 8 medium tank premium, and it's got a hydropneumatic suspension. Very interesting. And then there's a LTS 85, which is a tier 8 light tank premium. And these are just changes on some of the stats. I don't have the actual stats on them at all. So they're kicking around. I think that's it. There's no good rumors in here so far that I have dug up about Christmas tanks and what they might be. Not yet, anyway. And that's pretty much it from the rumor mill. Pretty much it from the rumor mill. Another low win probability loot box tank. Possibly, yes. I thought it was interesting that they gave another opportunity to get the Object 283. I would kind of like to have that tank, actually. Kind of bummed I didn't get it. I ended up with the German sniper tank, I believe. The tier 9. Is that true? Is that what I got? Yeah, I got the Jaeger. The T3, I keep wanting to call it tier 3. The T3 Jaeger. You have 90 battles? Holy cow. Actually, Cliffy, I don't. No. I don't know. I'm not even sure if, well, it hasn't even showed up on Armored Patrol. If it hasn't even showed up on Armored Patrol, there's probably no real leaks right now. I don't think so, Gator. I don't think you can gift rental tank bells. That's right. This is exactly what you would say. I kind of like the 283. I sort of enjoyed playing it. I played it in a weird way. What did I do? Didn't I do something goofy with that thing? 283, where is it? Ooh, I might have sold it. I did sell it, didn't I? Or I got rid of the rental, didn't I? When we were talking about whether or not it would stop you from getting it. So I even got rid of the rental. I do have the service record, though. I think it was 50 battles I had in that thing exactly. So let's find my 50 battle tanks. 283. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't 50. Does it come off of this? It doesn't come off this list, does it? Maybe it was less. All right, let's do it this way. It's going to be a tier 9 Ruski. Tier 9 Ruski medium. There it is. 35. Never mind. It wasn't 50. It was 35. Yeah, I did all right in that thing. Is that what I did? Yeah, it might have been. Might have been. Well, I did the T22, but remember we started the T22 with gold with HE only. Stupid thing. That was funny. I forget, how did we end up with that thing? I think it was right at 50% by the time I got done with it. Something like that. 49%. So not quite 50%. All right, cool. Well, fellas, that's about all I got, man. Not a whole lot going on. We got the patch coming up. We got 2 events going on at the same time. We're getting towards the end of Battle Pass, but you've got until the November something, I want to say. November 21st. Which feels like it was a little shorter than last time, to be honest with you. We've not quite 2 months left. So you may have to kind of do some extra pedaling to get finished with this one. And then if you look at it, November 21st, we'll have whatever they're going to do for Thanksgiving event. And then a couple weeks later, we're going to roll into the Christmas event. Yeah. Appreciate that, Danum. I will, I'm pretty sure I'll be streaming on Tuesday during the day, probably mid-morning kind of thing, 11-ish, 11, 12. I don't think there is one this time, Gator. Is there? I haven't heard anything about a 4th chapter. Has anybody heard anything about a 4th chapter for this one? I don't think so. I think there's a tank associated with Mirny. That's what I read on whatever it is. What's the site called? I was just on it and I've completely forgotten. Armor Patrol. Yeah, there could be loot boxes. There could be Halloween loot boxes. I haven't heard anything about Halloween other than Mirny, so there's probably boxes attached to Mirny. Would not be surprised. Or maybe they're attached to the Thanksgiving thing, although that probably not Thanksgiving because that's just 2 weeks before Christmas. But I would not be surprised to see something at the end of October or mid-October. But I haven't heard anything about that. Maybe they'll dial it back, man. Like maybe there'll be these starters things, and then maybe it'll just be Christmas. You know what I mean? 2-day block. All right, man. Yeah, I'm going to work on mine a little bit this weekend, or maybe I guess I got to get to it because it's Tuesday. Work on mine a little bit as well. All right, guys. That is all I've got. You want an empty box? Appreciate everybody coming by. We'll see you on Tuesday, I hope. You guys have a good one. Let's go raid somebody before we get going here. Who we got? Raid Steel. Is Steel Guts up? Yeah, let's go raid Steel. All right, cool. Let's go raid Steel. He's chilling out on a Sunday morning. You want to watch him play scouts and kick some butt. Starting to raid. Like I said, appreciate the follows. Thanks for the subs and all that stuff. hopefully we'll have Pilgrim back next week. Good to be back for sure. Check out VTOL VR. Okay, cool. I'll do that. All right, you guys have a good rest of your weekend as well, and we will see ya.